Hey guys, R.C. Williams live from the 43rd Annual Maitland Rotary Art Festival. Welcome back. A special treat, and there's so many accolades, I don't think I can get to them all. Gary Visconti is with us this weekend. How are you, my friend?
I'm really good, thank you. All the way from Arizona.
Arizona, wow. So, wow, just being around all the knowledge and experience. Gary, there's so many. You're an Olympic medalist. You've been a coach for a number of years. You're an artist. You're in the World Art Olympians Hall of Fame. So talk to us about what's going on in Gary's world.
Well, I'm still a student of the universe.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning.
Uh-huh.
And it's so nice to be able to be a beginner at something. I've been painting for 50 years. But my art is something that I've always expressed my feelings, my inner feelings, my desires, creativity, and I can put it on canvas. When I was a coach for 45 years, and I would work with skaters at the Nationals, the Worlds, and even the Olympic Games, when they go out to do a program that I created, they don't always do it the way I set it up. So then I get a little bit disappointed, right? But when I put something on canvas, it's there, nobody messes it up. It's there for a number of years, and the world can enjoy it over and over and over and purchase it or whatever. I can put it online, whatever. So that's a real beneficial thing for me and my spirit and my idea to put something that I can leave as a legacy. And my second book is coming out. I wrote my first book called Falling for the Win, about winning and losing, about in life how we fail, we fall, and we get up and try again. And that's what the book is all about. And I fell down 200,000 times in my life.
200,000 times?
Plus.
Wow.
35 times a day, 6 days a week for 15 years. We just multiply, right?
So, falling down over 200,000 times.
That's why I'm only 5'3.5". I got pushed down into the ice so many times.
So Gary, throughout my career as a broadcaster, I've had an opportunity to talk to so many talented people, some who aren't with us anymore. And I always look at these types of segments as just an opportunity to mine for gold, right? So when you talked earlier about art and how when you would develop a program, an artist would go out and maybe put their little signature on it, and not necessarily where you were, but then you being able to do it on canvas and have that, I guess, immortalized or framed in a certain way. In all of your experience, and we were talking to Kathy about this earlier, what correlations between athlete, Olympian, and artist? Like, what's the correlation there? Is it?
Well, not everyone's different, and not all athletes can express themselves in various ways. Some are very close, and they never open up about their career or their thoughts, but some of us have a lot to give.
Yeah.
And we, of course, you don't become an Olympian without listening, learning, and following directions. And you don't become an Olympian by giving up. And you don't always become an Olympian because you're talented.
Right.
It's about that intense, burning desire to succeed. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe the divine, the universe, whatever you want to call it, but it comes to you. And when I do a painting, sometimes I have a blank canvas and I go, what the heck am I going to paint? So I just start, and it just kind of comes out of your hand. It's how, like this one here, this is the Men of Color. I just started doing the streaks, and it took about 10 days to do it, but it just comes out of you. Sometimes you don't have a plan.
It was interesting. Juliana and I worked with Pierre Matisse before he passed,
of course.
And he said something very similar. He would be in a position where he just wouldn't do anything. Maybe he'd grab something to eat, he would hang around a little bit, he would doodle, then all of a sudden, and it felt at times like he was going to jump out of his skin.
That's right.
Even as a 90-year-old guy.
You paint in spurts. I'll paint for like 3 weeks, then I won't paint for a month because I'm like flushed out, and I have to get regenerated.
So when it comes to you, and I guess it's to say when you're inspired, right? When I write, I have that too, where it's like I won't be able to do anything for days, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I can get 20 pages of stuff.
I'll go to sleep. I'll go to bed. I'll go to bed, and I'll see some picture or painting or idea, and I'll get up and I'll I have a studio in the house, thank goodness, so I don't have to drive. And I start painting, and I'll paint for 3 or 4 hours. It just happens.
It's amazing.
It's like an inspiration.
It is.
It's an inspiration. It's hard to explain to people who don't. I think everyone can tap into it.
That's what I was going to get to
They
next.
don't know how.
So what do you think, in your opinion, goes into the capability to tap into that extra, what is that?
You have to flush all of the junk of the day, the week, or the month out of you. And you have to have a clean slate. And then you just it's hard to explain. You just clear yourself and relax, and it'll come to you. It's like putting your antenna up and pointing it in the right direction, and you'll get a real clear signal.
You almost have to slow down to speed up.
And the world today, with all the technology, which is a curse and a blessing, both, it just makes us overwhelmed. So I come from, the 50s and the 60s, and we didn't have all that stuff.
Right.
So, we were pretty innocent and pretty simple. So you have to go back to simplicity. That way you find your true essence, you find yourself, you find most people call it your spirit, I call it your life force.
Okay.
And your life force can create anything that you want. You really can. You just have to learn how to relax, get rid of everything, all of the aggravation, anybody who's bothered you that day, just let it all go. Any bills that have come in the mail, let it all go, and say, okay, this is my time for me to be revitalized and energized.
I think when we talk about tips from champions, that's probably one of the best ones I've ever heard, is you have to do that. And a lot of times people feel like they're so busy that there's not time to recharge.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Right.
Gary, so before we go, tell us about the second book.
The second book is coming out in December, the first week in December.
Okay.
And the name is Brain Scrabble. And I hate to say this, it's kind of a self-help book, but I hope it's not on the self-help bookshelf, because I'm not trying to help people, I'm trying to have people open up their mind to their potential.
Okay.
And some of the chapters are something you're born with, because we're all born with a special thing. Maybe we're a writer, maybe we're a great parent, maybe we can be a teacher, maybe we're a ditch digger. But everybody has a special talent, and we have to find out what that is. That's number one. And the chapters are like, who are we? Where did I come from? Stuck in my ways. Do I find love? Does it find me? Yeah, all those things. Yeah. And so I'm not telling anyone how to do anything. I'm giving them my 75 years of life experience on this planet, the way I learn, and how I learn through sport, and through wonderful people that I've had the esteemed honor of being in their shadow and learning from them.
Wow. Gary, this has been an incredible treat. Thank you for taking a few
Thank
minutes
you.
to talk
Thank you
with
so
me.
much.
Where can people find you on the web?
You can look up GaryVisconti.com or V for Visconti, artgallery.com.
Very nice.
And, contact me. I love to talk to people.
Gary, what a treat. Thank you again
Thanks
so much.
again. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you. Guys, we're live from the 43rd Annual Maitland Rotary Art Festival. Join us this weekend. There's so much great stuff going on. Gary's here. We'll see you soon.